Welcome back to Ostrava, Czech Republic, our second game of the day, and it will feature Norway against Russia. Russia, the gold medal winning team from last year. And Norway got off to a good start, struggled after that. But some names missing from the Russian lineup. Dennis Mayak along with Shane Knighty here in Ostrava. And as much as we're anticipating this game, we were anticipating to see what the Russian lineup was going to look like, because we know there's other players here, but they're not in the lineup tonight.
Well, that's the interesting thing. We were on our way up. We saw them warming up the Russian team, and Evgeny Malkin was warming up, but he was not on the ice for warm-up and not in the lineup for the game.
Rumor that Vladimir Tarasenko is on his way, but we have not seen him, but we have seen Malkin, but is not in the lineup, and it's actually a bit of a short-staffed Russian lineup as they get ready for this game tonight.
Well, it's a very short, only 10 forwards and 6 defensemen, 16 skaters in this tournament. You think the last game, U.S., they dressed 13 forwards and 7 D, so 20 skaters in that game, and Russia only going with 16, so they'll keep the shift short.
Christian Ole Tollefsen, one of the players on the Norway team, a name that hockey fans will certainly know from his stint in the National Hockey League, but lots of firepower as we look at the netbinders. It is Sergei Bobrovsky, who had a terrific tournament for Russia last year. Lars Volden will be in goal for Norway. And there's the backup, Lars Hogan, 28-year-old that plays in the KHL. Ches Arena in Ostrava for the B pool of the 2015 World Hockey Championship, and Russia always is well supported by its fans.
They certainly do love this tournament, and they expect their team to win each and every year. The fans come ready to go, all decked out in their apparel, ready to cheer on their Russian team.
Referees for tonight's game are Timothy Mayer from the United States and Yuri Ron from Finland. And the linesmen are Jimmy Dahman from Sweden and Bevan Mills from British Columbia. He is the only Canadian official at this tournament. First time in 10 years that Canada does not have a referee here in this championship. Russia and Norway about to get underway here at Ches Arena. Earlier today, the United States getting off on the right track with a win over Finland. Holas carries in for Norway, plays it behind the net, chance in front. That puck bounces away on and off the stick of Matthias Ohlum, and Holas will hustle back into his own zone. Patrick Thorensen turned over at center ice. Backhand try, and that goes wide to the short side, as Artem Panarin had the early opportunity. Panarin stays with it, gets it to the net. Volden turns that aside. Holas is after it. Holas getting pressured there by Sapachev. Out at center ice, carried across the line. Norway in with Ohlum. Sends this cross ice off the side wall. Thorson after it there along with Rosalie Olsen. Norway to the attack. Good hit in the corner there as Andreas Martinsen stepped into his man. Beloff after it to the far side. Beloff gets pressured there, and it slipped back into the Norway zone. Matt Trigg back for Norway. Tries to play it up the boards. It bounces out at center ice. Zarapov for Medvedev, and he'll send it into the Norway zone. Russia and Norway, and a penalty early in this one. It is an interference penalty.
Wow, this is interesting behind the play. And it's going to be Martinsen. He's going to get an interference call. He had the hit earlier in this shift, but it must have happened on his way back to the bench. It was away from the puck. And if you're Norway, not exactly what you want to do is give Russia an early power play in this hockey game, and it's right in front of Norway's bench. Martinsen finishes his hit a little late after the puck was gone.
Russia's power play last year operated at 25% in the tournament. That was second best only to the United States. And Norway's penalty killing last year was very good, over 82%. So Russia to the attack on the power play. Mozyakin looking for that far side. Tikhonov going after it. Tikhonov couldn't reach it. Sergei Mozyakin on the loose puck. Kulikov in from the line, tried to get a whack at it. And finally controlled by Norway and cleared out to center ice by Henrik Odegaard. Right back in though for Russia. The cross ice pass, that got away from Zarapov. Chance in front for Tikhonov or for Mozyakin. And he fired that one wide, point blank range for Sergei Mozyakin.
Well, it was a great feed from Zarapov over to Mozyakin, who had the chance on the one-time. Zarapov strips the puck. Little feed over to Mozyakin, the one-timer, but it's wide of the net. Tikhonov trying to get there for the rebound, but Bolden covers it up quickly.
First good scoring play of this game. Mozyakin, captain of the Magnitogorsk KHL championship team back in 2014. Medvedev controls at the line. Panarin back for Medvedev and back for Panarin. Swung around by Shapachev and bounced out at center ice. And Medvedev will backtrack. Power play for Russia. Shapachev drops it back. Dadonov on that left point waits for it. Gets it in the high slot, puts it back to the line. Slap shot, score! Ilya Kovalchuk.
Well, you know the puck's going to come to him eventually, and you don't want to give Kovalchuk the lane to the net to tee one up, and that's exactly what he does. Russia gets it into the zone, a little puck movement, and then Ilya Kovalchuk, who they'll look to offensively. Good job carrying the puck in. Panarin gets it in deep, little play. Back to the point, over to Kovalchuk, able to walk to the top of the circles. He makes no mistake finding that spot, low blocker side, as he blasted past Bolden. Oh, it deflected in front. Little deflection in front. So Shapachev will get this goal. Went off his pants past Bolden.
Just changed directions enough. Well, on the score clock here, they have given the goal to Ilya Kovalchuk, and that brought a reaction from the Russian fans in the building, so we'll see whether or not that gets changed, but the bottom line is a power play goal for Russia, and the defending gold medal winners have a 1-0 lead. Artem Anisimov, and a big save, score! Bolden got a piece of it, not enough. And Artem Anisimov has Russia in front 2-0.
Well, just a little over 3 minutes into this game, and it is all Russia. Anisimov takes a great feed from Ilya Kovalchuk, able to split the D. It's a bad dump by Norway. Kovalchuk gets the turnover, quick pass right up the middle, and Anisimov comes in, and it's a great move. Bolden almost makes the save. The puck barely gets across the goal line, but that long reach of Anisimov, able to fight off the defenders, comes to the forehand, and it gets it past that right skate of Bolden.
19 seconds between the two goals. And just like that, Russia has the lead. Ilya Kovalchuk with an assist on that goal as well. It is Shapachev who gets credit for the first goal on the power play as it goes off his leg or his pants it in. So very quickly, 2 points in this game for Ilya Kovalchuk as we have now played 2.5 minutes of period number 1. Martinson spins it down low into the corner. Pass back to the blue line. That got picked off. Mozyakin is there to clear for Russia, and Martinson back into his own zone. Norway down a couple early. In across the line, no further. Gets turned over at center. Dadonov feeds this one through. Dadonov with an assist on that first goal as well. Cross-ice feed just beyond the reach of Shapachev. Panarin in from the line. He misses a bump there from Martinson. Big Martinson trying to throw his weight around early. Holding the line there was Antipov. Russia back to regroup. Dmitry Kulikov from the Florida Panthers dishes it off. And then Kulikov will scamper to the Russian bench on the change. Sepetchev. Bank off the boards, lead pass. Carried in deep, Tikhonov. Artem Anisimov after the loose puck as well. Medvedev at the line. Medvedev goes cross ice, pass into the high slot, gobbled up by Anisimov for Plotnikov. Plotnikov gets it, Ilya Kovalchuk shot, not much on that. Jumping in from the left point was Yakovlev, and he will hold it in for Russia. Finally cleared out at center ice, and Forsberg will send it back into the Russian zone.
Well, that seems to be the line that Norway's really going to have to watch. Kovalchuk, Anisimov, and Plotnikov. Plotnikov had a good tournament last year.
And with only 3 lines dressed for Russia, they will see plenty of that line.
Yes, they'll be able to roll 3 lines here, just that one extra skater for Russia up front.
Not like Coach Oleg Zhurnak could shorten the bench if he continues to get a comfortable lead in this game. He would run out of players. 2-0 in favor of Russia. Andreas Steen plays it behind his own net, up the left side boards now, and just bounced back into the Russian zone. Dahlstrom after it for Norway. He got stripped of the puck, and Zarapov fires cross ice. Antipin on the backhand to the forehand, and Bolden may have got a piece of that. Russia staying on it. Cross ice feed, one-timer, and that is off the stick and up and out of play as the one-time attempt from Panarin.
Well, all Russia early in this game. Ilya Kovalchuk, a couple assists on the first 2 Russia goals.
Former teammate of yours?
Former teammate, yeah. What a talent. You could see up close how he could shoot the puck. He loved to shoot it, loved to have the puck on his stick.
Surprised many when he left the National Hockey League for the KHL. Every once in a while you get a rumor that starts that he may be interested in coming back to the NHL. Over here, everyone says he's very happy in the KHL. Belov carries across the line, the one-year Edmonton Oiler. An offside is called as Dodonov heads back to the Russian bench.
Well, a couple of coaches, Roy Johansson of Norway. He's been the head coach since 2001, and Oleg Zarnak. He was the head coach of the gold winning championship last year here as Russia won the World Championship.
Suspended.
He got suspended, yes, for a gesture. Was not supposed to be part of the final game, but he was there on the ice to celebrate with everyone else.
That, of course, was in Belarus last year, where Russia defeated Finland in the final. As Russia had a terrific tournament, led by some forwards, but also Sergei Bobrovsky, who I'm not sure has had to touch the puck yet in this hockey game. To the blue line, sent back in deep in behind the net by Rosalie Olsen. And now Russia, here comes Kovalchuk. To the backhand, the drag to the short side, the rebound. And if there was a save, it was on the short side by Bolden, and now Kovalchuk gets knocked down. And now we've got a little activity going on.
Wow, it was a big hit. Tollefson laid one of the Russian players out inside the blue line in Russia's end, and then on the way back, Kovalchuk reacted like he took a high stick. Tollefson comes in late with a hit, knocks him down, and we'll see if there's going to be a call. It's a great move by Kovalchuk, and it's Trigg that gets the stick up high on Kovalchuk. And right after that, Tollefson came in for a hit. Kovalchuk went down, and now another Russia power play. So 1-for-1 already in this game is Russia. Matt Trigg will sit 2 for high sticking.
It was Viktor Tikhonov that came in after and got in the mix. Tikhonov was so good last year in this tournament. 8 goals, 16 points, named the best forward. He was the top scorer, but he's coming off not a very good KHL playoff. 2-0 in favor of Russia, and they are back on the power play. Muzyakin tied up on the near side boards. Sorvik trying to get a stick on it and try and clear it. And then as it does come loose, Daniel Sorvik will get to the forehand and send it down the ice. Norway yet to register a shot on goal. Tikhonov drops this back to the line. Power play for Russia. Kulikov, the Florida Panther defenseman, has it at the line. Mozyakin to the front of the net, and it was Tikhonov. Pretty good position to shoot. He was looking off that back post, and he got intercepted and cleared down the ice.
Well, it was a good play by Bonsaskin of Norway, getting his leg down, able to block that passing lane. Dodonov, lead pass, some room on that left side. Sepatchev, and it gets turned over and cleared down the ice. Sweden leading Czech Republic in Prague 1-0 early in that game. Sepatchev on the power play for Russia. Gets the return pass and finds a little bit of room. Panarin carries into the corner. Being watched there by Sorvik. Centered out front. Bounces at the line, and Kovalchuk is going to hold it in. Gets away from Morton Ask and plays it back down low. Some give and go into the slot area as Panarin tried to get that back into the high slot. Kept in by Kovalchuk. 16 seconds in the power play. Slap shot got blocked as that came off the stick of Sepatchev. Sepatchev for Kovalchuk. Panarin goes cross ice, back to the front of the net, scramble. Dodonov gets a couple of whacks at it, and Bolden jumps on it and hangs on with just 2 seconds left in the power play. Well, some nice passing. Panarin over to Sepatchev. He right to the front of the net to Dodonov, and he can't get the rebound as the right pad of Lars Bolden able to make the save as point-blank chance for Russia earlier. Tikhonov tried to play, Bonsaskin with a real good defensive effort to break up that attempt. So look at Viktor Tikhonov, and he is the grandson of the former head coach, Viktor Tikhonov.
Of course, who passed away this last November at the age of 84.
He was there last year to watch his grandson win it.
And the grandson was good. Power play is over. Trigg out of the penalty box. Held in at the line by Russia. Belov lets the long shot go. That one went wide. Karam's all the way around to Chudinov. One-time Boston draft pick. Plays it all the way back in around the net. At the line, Chudinov slap shot. That got blocked. Gets it again. Floats it through traffic off the blocker of the netminder Volden and wide. Belov holds it in and plays it back down low. Jam to the side of the net. Volden down on that short side. And Norway finally up with it. Holas gets it out the center. Deflected away there by Roymark. And finally, Norway into the Russian zone. Centering pass. Good defensive play there by Artem Anisimov, and then he makes his way to the Russian bench. Russia controls with Plotnikov. Sergei Plotnikov sends it ahead. Tikhonov in on that offside. Tikhonov being watched closely there by Ole Christian Tollefson. They jam it up in the corner. Tikhonov knocked down. Tikhonov now steals the puck, puts it to the front of the net. No one there. Tikhonov after it again. His centering pass got picked off, and then Tikhonov got flattened again as Henrik Odegaard stepped into him in the corner.
Well, and he took a hit from Tollefson earlier in that shift, so Tikhonov will head to the bench now. Took a couple big body checks from the Norwegians.
We're in the back half of the opening period, and 2 early goals by Russia, and they have the 2-0 lead. Sharp angle chance, and Sergei Bobrovsky with his best save of the night. His only save so far. 10:58 for Norway to register their first shot on goal. Controlled on the near side boards. Panarin tried to throw that to the front of the net. Gets a second try. Does put it there. And a chance for Sepatchev. And that got steered away. At the line, kept in by Dmitry Kulikov. Back for Sepatchev. And now Holas takes over for Norway.
Oh, Holas plays big minutes for Norway. Last 2 Olympics, he's led their team in Sochi, averaged 27 minutes a game. In Vancouver, just under 29 minutes a game.
Out at center ice. Norway's competitive. They started off last year going 2-0, wins over Italy and Denmark. And even though they struggled after that, the games were all close. Of the 5 losses, 4 of those 5 losses were 1-goal losses. So they do hang in there. And after giving up the 2 early goals, they're trying to hang in this one. Kovalchuk clears it away. Out at center ice, Yakovlev snaps this into the Norway end of the ice. Player changes for both teams. And this will be an icing call now against Norway. And with 7:38 left in the opening period, the face-off will come all the way back.
Well, Ilya Kovalchuk, captain here. Russia's couple assists already in this game. The shot went off Shapachev and into the net. That opened up the scoring. Then a great feed by Kovalchuk to Anisimov up the middle of the ice. Nice little move. And Artem Anisimov finishes it off for the 2-0 lead.
In Prague, Stefan Kronwall, the brother of Niklas Kronwall from the Red Wings, has scored, so Sweden have to be always considered one of the favorites in this tournament. They have a 2-0 lead on the Czech Republic. A scrum in the corner in the Norway zone. Morton asked there for Norway, trying to come up with it. It's all the way around the boards. Martin Roymark after it. Beloff is in from the line. Beloff with that size, barging his way down the boards. Forsberg back for Norway, gets to the Russian line and clears it in. And Norway in a situation right now, Shane, where when they finally get out of their own zone and get it into the Russian end, it's time for a line change.
Well, that's the case. You got to credit the Russians. We talk about how good offensively they are, but defensively they're very good, especially last year at the tournament. Mentioned Bobrovsky, how good he was. A 1.13 goals against average.
Shapachev in on the forecheck. Cleared out to the line, no further. As Russia back on the attack. Sorvik leaves it there for his defense partner. Cleared to the line. Kulikov blocks it there. Is unable to clear it was Matthias Olim. And Russia right back on the attack with Artem Anisimov. Quick turn there by Bastianson. Buys himself a little bit of time. And now Norway off the boards, out the center ice, no further. Norway back into a change situation. And it is right back in as Kulikov sends it in for Plutnikov on the left side for Artem Anisimov. Anisimov trying to get away from the checking of Saxon. At the line, Medvedev through some traffic. Kovalchuk is on the loose puck. Back for Medvedev. Medvedev tees it up, looking for the carom off the backboards. Plutnikov jumps on the loose puck. 5.5 to go in a first period that has been all Russia. Bolden save off that shot from Yakovlev. Yakovlev again through traffic, never got to the netminder. And now finally Norway on the attack, but again it's time for a line change.
Well, that's all they're doing. They're spending every shift in their own end, and once they get it out, it is trying to get it deep into Russia's zone and get fresh bodies out there.
Lead pass deflected in. Bolden lets it go to the backboards. Tollefson's after it. For Holas to the line, and no room there for Olim. Olim turned it over. Tikhonov, down low it goes. Scramble and score! A little more tic-tac-toe. Mozyakin never had room to shoot it by the time he controlled it. And he finds Zarapov.
Well, it's great passing play, and it's all off a bad turnover by Norway. And mentioned the struggles they've had so far in this game. It's a turnover by Olim, trying to turn it up, spins it up. Tikhonov able to keep it in. Little play to Mozyakin, then Mozyakin finds Zarapov. Nice little curl and drag by Zarapov to buy time off this feed from Mozyakin. Then able to roof it over top of Bolden to give the Russians a 3-0 lead.
It has been all Russia here in the early going. They went 7-0 in the preliminary round last year, Russia did. Then they beat France, Sweden, and Finland. And the gold medal in Belarus was theirs. Belov. Chudinov. And the long lead pass, and Russia in looking for more. And the cross ice feed. Sipachev in pretty good position to shoot. And again was looking for the open net tap in on the backside. Cleared down the ice, another icing call. And again the face-off to come back into the Norway zone, and it has been a tough start for Norway.
Well, it has almost another chance. Shabachov doesn't take the shot, tries to find the late player. Dodonov was coming in behind the play, but he couldn't get to the puck. It was a little bit out of his reach for the left-handed shot.
Shots on goal in this game, 9-1 in favor of Russia. And there's Volden with a save, clears that away. We talked about Sweden leading Czech Republic. Sweden, of course, the bronze medal winner from last year. They beat the Czech Republic 3-0 in that game. Kovalchuk at center got stopped. And Martinson sends it cross ice. Chasing it down on the far side was Olam, never did catch up to it. Patrick Thoresen. Thoresen across the line. Thoresen plays it down low. Thoresen, a KHL teammate of Viktor Tikhonov. And Thoresen with some brief NHL experience. Now some room. Olam tees it up and has it poked off his stick. And Russia controls one more time. Chance on the turnover on a line change. Back in for Russia. Zarapov into the slot. Tikhonov scores!
All right, now Russia just toying the passing. They're all over Norway. Norway does not have an answer for the quick puck movement and the speed and the skill of this Russian team. And this time Viktor Tikhonov, he'll have his second point of this game and first period. Nice little draw pass. Tikhonov coming up late on the rush. Zarapov will pick up a point. The quick passing as Medvedev leaves it for Tikhonov.
In a minute 39 between those two goals. So Russia striking back-to-back early in the first, and now two more quickly, and a 4-0 lead. And right now, Russia may be picking up some bad habits as they get ready for their second game. It's Sunday against Slovenia. There's another chance. Savichev in front, and Volden got a right pad on that one and kicked it away.
Well, it's all the stretch pass. A couple times they've used the stretch pass, Russia, and it's caught Norway flat-footed.
Into the Russian zone. Panarin on the loose puck for Russia. Panarin getting pressured there from Olam. Martinson in on the forecheck as well. Andreas Martinson, who plays in the German league, 6'3" and over 200 pounds, has been the most physical Norway player so far in this game. Odegaard stepped into his man as Norway, perhaps a little bit of frustration starting to set in. Odegaard plays this back in behind the net. Forsberg getting tied up. Forsberg trying to work it away from Chudinov. Belov comes to the near side. Belov ties his man up. Puck is still loose though, and controlled by Artem Anisimov. Into the final couple minutes of period one.
Well, Russia's done a real good job defensively in this game, and you mentioned this is when sometimes it gets out of reach. Offensively, you start to try things, bad habits can creep into your game. That'll be kind of the task for Russia to keep out of their game.
So 4-0, and if you're just joining us, no Tarasenko, no Evgeny Malkin. We did see Malkin in the parking lot with the Russian team warming up prior to the game, but is not in the lineup. In fact, he's not even on their official roster as of yet. Medvedev gets to center, and on the backhand will chip it deep. Holas back for it. Little bit of room through center ice. And And now again taken by Russia. Zapichev lead pass. Chudinov for Dodonov. Cross ice it goes. Panarin's quick shot got steered away. Final 45 seconds of the period. Chudinov in front, or rather Dodonov in front, couldn't get a stick on it. Kulikov holding in it at the line, but only briefly. And now controlled and cleared out into the center ice area by Matthias Ohlem and back into the Russian zone. Kulikov back for Russia. His pass up the middle. A little one-touch redirect for Artem Anisimov. He'll leave for Kovalchuk. Ilya Kovalchuk trying to get that back for Artem Anisimov, and it got deflected away and cleared. Dahlstrom couldn't get anywhere for Norway. Fell off to the far side, and that got steered away. Chudinov back to the front of the net. Into the slot, Kovalchuk, and he fired. Misfired on the first, doesn't on the second. And Volden with 0.4 seconds hangs onto it.
Oh, Ilya Kovalchuk, not often he misfires, but he finds some open space in the high slot area and gets the shot. Oleg Zarnok has to be happy with the way his team has performed, and Norway can't wait for that last 0.4 second to end so they can go to the room here and try and regroup for the second.
Well, they'll be cheering in Prague. Jaromír Jágr has the Czech Republic on the board in that game. This one, all Russia.
Well, it is all Russia right now. They are just outclassing Norway here, and Norway's got to find some answers. You mentioned hard work. They're going to have to work even harder here in the last 40.
And the 4-0 score has the Norway coaching staff shaking their heads at what's gone on. 4-0 Russia after one. Defending champion Russia in front by a score of 4-0 over Norway as we get set to start period number 2. A couple of goals early, a couple of goals late, and as Russia tries to repeat as the world champion.
Well, Shapachov started off with a power play goal for Russia. They severely outshot Norway 15-1, so Norway will trying to put up a little bit more of a fight here in the second period.
One thing about the short-staffed Russian team, they basically will just roll 3 lines, because that's what they have. Quiet period for Bobrovsky. They'll just roll the 3 lines and power plays. Some guys may get a few extra minutes. Not a surprise, Ilya Kovalchuk led them in minutes played in that opening period. So the second period underway. Lars Volden remains in net for Norway. Game 2 of the day. United States defeating Finland 5-1 in the first game in this building. Canada beating Latvia over in Prague. And Sweden leading Czech Republic. There's a chance. Score! Deflected in front of the net. Patrick Thoresen on the redirect, and Norway early in the period on the board.
Well, they haven't had many shots. That's 2 now, and the second one finds its way in the net. It's a great cross-ice feed here. Ola coming up the wall, just finds Thoresen going to the net. Little redirect. Thoresen, I don't even recognize that he scored, but a nice play by Ola. Turns up, finds Thoresen driving to the net. A little redirect. It goes off Belov's skate, changes direction, and gets past Bobrovsky.
So Sergei Bobrovsky's save percentage taking a bit of a hit in this game, but good to see Norway. We talked in the opening period that when you look at the scores from last year, they have always been competitive. They gave up the 2 early and certainly got back on their heels. Medvedev plays it around the boards, kept in at the line. Martinson waiting for it, never did get to him, and it's banked off the boards. And Norway back on the attack. Thoresen with the goal, spent 2 years in the Quebec Junior League, and then spent some time in the NHL with both Edmonton and Philadelphia. And as we mentioned, now a teammate in the KHL, Viktor Tikhonov. Russia back on the attack with Artem Anisimov. Kulikov was headed to the front of the net. Anisimov couldn't get it to him. Zaripov had it, lost it, and back for Norway. To the line and in for Martin Roymart. Plays it deep and Russia takes over. Zaripov waits for it as it comes up the boards. Pinching in from the line was Sorvik, and he'll hold it in. Kulikov in the corner has his hands full with a couple of Norwegian players. Norway controls, and now a penalty coming up to Russia. And Norway will get its first power play of the hockey game.
Well, it's going to be Kulikov, I believe, that'll get the call. Who's in the corner, Forsberg. So holding calls. He grabs the jersey, wraps their hand around, holds him into the wall right in front of the referee, and Norway will get their first power play of this hockey game. And after a quick goal here in the second period to cut it 4-1, a chance with the man advantage.
So Russia will go to the penalty kill. Their penalty kill in last year's tournament, 93%. Second best. At the line, Holas controls for Trigg. Trigg gets it left side. Shot, that's off a skate and wide. Karams all the way back into the Norwegian end of the ice. And Norway back to regroup on the power play. Good hustle there in on the forecheck by Dodonov. Almost turned over. In fact, it was. And a backhand try by Kovalchuk. Save made by Bolden. So a power play that struggled in last year's tournament at 14.8%. Having trouble getting going in the early going of this one. Thorson had to get away from him. And picked up by Plotnikov, and Sergei Plotnikov will send it down the ice, and Tikhonov back for it, or back into the zone, back in for Plotnikov to the far side and steered away. So a shorthanded chance for Russia.
Well, good work by Tikhonov getting in, beats the man to the puck, and then a nice feed to Plotnikov, who tried the blocker side. Bolden with a good save.
Olam in on the power play. Dishes it off and then gets it back from Bastianson. Bastianson waiting for the pass from Rosalie Olsen. Back at the line. No lane to the net. Cross ice feed, and Sorvik tried to get that shot through and could not. Back to the front of the net. Bobrovsky was going one way. It got deflected, just went wide, short side. Waiting at that far point is Norstabo. Plays a lot of power play because he did not see any ice time in the opening period, but he is out here on the power play for Norway. And Norstabo back in behind his own net. The long stretch pass. Sorvik sends it the rest of the way into the Russian zone. Belov is on it. Belov plays it around for Chudinov. Chudinov in his second straight Worlds. Last year his first. Out through center, Artem Anisimov. Power play is over. Anisimov to the line for Chudinov. Looking for a lane to the net. Let it go. Deflected in front by Plotnikov. Controlled by Ilya Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk on the backhand. Dishes it off. Near side for Belov. Belov, the shot deflected. Good save there by Bolden. Chudinov in from the left point. Plays it down low. Norway can't clear. Another chance for Russia to the front of the net. Bolden the save, and a penalty coming up. And a good drive there by Mosyakin.
Well, Tolofsen's going to get the call. Mosyakin, a nice little move there. The head fake gets past Tolofsen. Tolofsen gets the stick into the skates. Mosyakin goes down, and Russia goes to the power play. An earlier shot, Belov just sending it towards the net. The right pad of Bolden, just enough to make the save.
So another power play for Russia. At the line, sent back in, Zarapov. Plays it, Mosyakin back for Zarapov. Zarapov trying to get it out front, no passing lane, cross ice feed. That far side off the stick of Mosyakin is intercepted. Bobrovsky now with that long lead pass, but that got picked off and cleared back in by Odegaard. Russia on the power play. Mosyakin winds his way in, leaves for Zarapov. Tikhonov goes to the left point for Kulikov, and that's off a stick and way up into the netting. And play whistle down. Third power play of the game for Russia.
Well, a little bit of penalty kill here by Norway just forcing it the right time, sticks in those shot lanes, able to deflect a couple out and out of the way.
Sapachev out to take the face off, came loose and picked up and cleared all the way down the ice by Martin Roymark. Russia goes back to regroup. Medvedev will leave. Dodonov, he drops it back. And back up for Dodonov. Swings it all the way around the boards. Kovalchuk will hold it in. Dodonov trying to dig it free. Does. Panarin leaves it. Grabbed off by Sapuchev. Power play for Russia. Kovalchuk rips it from the right point, and that just missed.
Well, he didn't miss by much. Loves to play the right point of the power play, and just the right time sneaks in. Very good timing by him, and a good pass for that one-timer just wide of the right post.
Back into on the offensive attack. Panarin into the Norway zone. Kovalchuk, nice cross-ice pass back to the near side. Sapachev, the shot that went off a leg. Bolden may have got a piece of it. Panarin controls back for Sapachev. To the line for Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk, Panarin, sharp angle. Bolden got a piece of it, then it went off the side of the net. And power play is over. It remains 4-1 Russia. Norway with the only goal of this second period. It came early in the period from Patrick Thorson. Back into the Norway end of the ice and grabbed off and cleared by Morten Ask. Norway's leading scorer at the Worlds. Olam, cross-ice pass, Bobrovsky gets a piece, not enough. And Thorson with his second of the period, and it is a 4-2 game.
Well, it's the same connection. Olam again with a great pass, buys some space and time, finds Thorson, and he makes no mistake. This one may have changed direction as well. But Thorson, he is the main guy for Norway with some good speed up the ice. Olam gets a piece of it, a little stop play, and then spins off, finds Thorson, the one-timer. That may have changed direction before it went in, but the second goal for Thorson is all of a sudden Norway cut the 4-goal lead to a 2-goal lead as Bobrovsky can't get a hold of that one.
Looks like it did go off Guryukov, and then Bobrovsky got a piece of it, but not enough. Tough night on him, though.
Well, there's only 3 shots and 2 goals, so you mentioned save percentage taking a bit of a hit.
Well, that end of the rink is where you want to be seated. All 6 goals in this game have got in at that end. Norway back in on the attack. Thorson looking for 3. Stolen by Zarapov. Back for Tikhonov, and a big save by Lars Bolden. Off of Viktor Tikhonov to keep this a 2-goal difference. 4-2 Russia.
Well, Viktor Tikhonov already a goal in this game, had a breakaway opportunity, but it was Lars Bolden who was better on the one-on-one competition with a big glove save, as Tikhonov not able to add to their lead after a couple of goals by Norway in the second period.
Wonder if Thorson, who has both goals for Norway, was hearing it from some of his KHL teammates about the score in the opening period.
Well, there's 7 of them that played on it with them in SK St. Petersburg.
Of course, St. Petersburg and Moscow next year will host the World Championship. Panarin on the backhand, couldn't get a shot away. Medvedev's going to hold it in, though. Medvedev took a bit of a bump as Roymark stepped into him. So this game is quieting down. If there was some frustration on the part of Norway, and if there was going to be some penalties because of that frustration, that's all gone now because they have themselves right back in this hockey game. Bobrovsky with only his second save of the hockey game as he steers that away. Kept in at the left point. Bonsaskin. Medvedev Now back in behind his own net for Russia. Medvedev, the long lead pass at center. Plotnikov feeds it for Artem Anisimov. Anisimov shot. That got blocked. And is getting a right skate on that was Bonsaskin. Norway controls, cleared up the boards, but kept in by Buryukov. Olam flips it ahead out at center ice. 2 Olams in the lineup tonight. And across the line for Kent-Andre Olam. Couldn't get a shot away. Now a sharp angle chance, and Olam got that one on the short side, and Bobrovsky the save. Back in behind the net. Matthias Olam is after it. Norway with some offensive zone pressure now. And finally steered away and out at center. And deflected in off the stick of Moisyakin. Tikhonov back in behind his own net. 26 years of age. Will turn 27 in a few days. Moisyakin into the slot. Shot, score! Maxim Chudinov gets that tide flowing back in Russia's way, in Russia's favor, and makes this a 3-goal game.
Well, it's a setup by Mosiakin, a nice little move behind the net. Chudinov, the defenseman, just jumps into the open hole. It all starts with Mosiakin. See, just a nice little spin play. Chudinov finds the empty space, comes in and a nice shot to the blocker's side past Bolden. And it's a 3-goal lead for Russia off Chudinov's shot.
So 20 shots in this game now for Russia.
Chudinov, another one of the players for SKA St. Petersburg, the team that won the Gagarin Cup in the KHL.
Bit of a delay as they review the goal.
They're questioning if there was any interference, goaltender interference in front, or a crease violation.
Well, it remains 5-2. And play is resumed here in Ches Arena in Ostrava. Dennis Bayak along with Shane Knighty. Peter Buchanan, our producer. Back into the Norway zone out at center. Medvedev lost his footing, went for a bit of a spill. Rosalie Olsen couldn't catch up to it. Stolen by Panarin. He tried to get that for Shipachev, and it's deflected and back into the Russian zone it goes. Battle in the corner, Medvedev finally does swing it around. Penalty coming to Norway. And as this is touched, it is going to be a holding call, and Russia will go back on the power play.
Well, Rosalie Olsen ahead to the box. Medvedev in the corner. Rosalie Olsen gets the free arm out. A little bit of obstruction and holding. And Russia's power play gets another opportunity here to get back that 4-goal lead they once had.
Shipachev started the scoring with a power play goal. 19 seconds later, Artem Anisimov made it a 2-0 game. Kulikov couldn't trap that. Tikhonov leaves it back. Antipin sends it cross ice, gets it back, and now over for Kulikov. Kulikov gets across the red line, sends it in. Bolden couldn't trap it. Far side was Yakin. Couldn't gain control of it either. And now Zarapov will try his luck. For Mosyakin, back out front, cleared down the ice by Norway. Kulikov goes back. First round pick, 14th overall in 2009 by Florida. Zarapov had it, lost it, cleared back down the ice. And Artemi Panarin has to go back and start it for Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk's cross ice pass, that got gobbled up, and right back down the ice it goes.
Well, Norway's doing a real good job on the penalty kill, not allowing easy entry for Russia here, and stopping them short at the blue line or just inside.
45 seconds left in the power play. Kovalchuk for Medvedev. Medvedev back for Kovalchuk. Ilya Kovalchuk plays it cross ice back for Medvedev. The blast, that got stopped in front of the net, and that hurts. Only Christian Tollefson took that one somewhere in the midsection.
Looks like it may have caught his arm. He's in a little bit of pain. Tough defenseman, physical type player here for Norway. And puck movement by Russia comes back. The one-timer by Medvedev. That catches Tollefson, looks like in the back of his left arm.
That was smart. 31 seconds left in the man advantage for Russia. Medvedev. Shapachev waiting for that of the slot. Never did get to him, but Dodonov on it quickly. Dodonov fakes the shot, throws it back to the corner. Shapachev. Back to the line for Ilya Kovalchuk and back for Shapachev. At the line, and the one-time attempt by Panarin didn't get much on it. Cross-ice feed ends up on the stick of Panarin. Into the slot, Medvedev looking for a little redirect. Intercepted. Out of the penalty box now with a chance is Rosalie Olsen on the wraparound. Oh, Sergei Bobrovsky got across quick enough and got a pat on it. Right back for Dodonov. Dodonov throws it to the backside. And nobody there.
Well, Bobrovsky's first big save of the game is a nice one on the wraparound attempt by Rosalie Olsen.
Olin did not get to the red line before sending that in.
Well, Rosalie Olsen right out of the box. A good job trying the wraparound. Medvedev cut off his attempt to go to the front of the net, so he goes around the back, but Bobrovsky moving right to left, and the left pad makes a big save.
Sergei Bobrovsky, 51 games played for Columbus this year. He was injured for part of the season. Never drafted, started as a free agent with Philadelphia. Shot from the line by Chudinov. That's off a couple of bodies in front and wide. Anisimov holds it in. For Plotnikov in front of the net. What a chance for Ilya Kovalchuk. And another save by Lars Bolden. The 22-year-old has made some saves here in the second period.
Well, Kovalchuk shaking his head after that one. Can't believe he missed on that opportunity all alone in front with Bolden.
Anton Belov around the boards for Artem Anisimov. Plays for the Columbus Blue Jackets as well. Anisimov didn't clear his own zone, or tried to get it back to the line, couldn't, and now it's grabbed off by Norway, and they'll carry out. Sent in. Yakulov back forward for Russia. Zarapov, his pass through the middle, that got picked off, carried back in. Bastianson to the front of the net, that got steered away. Mozyakin is after it. Zarapov at his own line. Plays it through, no room there for Mozyakin. But again, Norway unable to get into the Russian zone. Zarapov after to the far side, puck does come loose. Race to the near side, Martin Roymark is after it. Getting there first, though, was Buryukov. He'll clear it back out to center, and now right back into the Russian zone. Morton Ask trying to gain control of it, can't. Cleared to center. Ask on it again, spins and fires as he takes a bit of a bump there from Shapachev. Under 6 to go in the second period. 5-2, Russia. Panarin in, top corner, scores! Panarin off that offside with speed, and Russia has regained the 4-goal lead.
Well, this is just a quick play by Shapachev, a beautiful cross-ice pass, and Panarin, he has had a great game, playing well. This is his first World Hockey Championship. Kovalchuk picks up the puck, but it's the quick puck movement. Shapachev just turns, fires, and it's Panarin going wide, and a beautiful finish, just putting that top glove side pass with a speed, gets a step on the defender, quick hands in tight. Panarin led his KHL team, SK St. Petersburg, in points this year, and you can see why. Some nice hands on that goal.
So 6-2 in favor of Russia. Back in for Norway. Battle in the corner, Anisimov trying to dig it free. It's away from him. Panarin, the 23-year-old, is in his first championship, and he's looked good. Back into the Norway zone. Plotnikov tried to center it, got taken to the backboards for his efforts. And Thoresen, who has both goals for Norway in this game, carries in. Stripped of the puck there. Kovalchuk tried to clear, could not. Ken-Andre Olim holds it in, and it's back in behind the Russian net. And Dadinov will go back for it. Chudinov out to center ice, no further. Right back in for Norway. Turned over, pass back to the line, and Holas had to get away from him. Odd man rush. Zarapov drops for Tikhonov, and staying with him was Bolden, and he makes the save as Tikhonov tried to go to the backhand.
Well, and then the puck was just laying there. Nobody knew who it was. Norway defender able to clear it out of harm's way.
Rosalie Olsen in on the forecheck, but it gets turned over, and Zarapov back for Russia. Zarapov cross ice. Moisyakin, he got taken to the sideboards. Thought a penalty should have been called as he glares over at the official and says something. Russia on it though, controlled by Panarin. Back to the line, and the shot that sailed over top the net as Yakovlev let it go. Back to the front of the net, steered away. Dadonov on the far side for Ilya Kovalchuk. For Medvedev at the line, off his stick and out to center ice. Medvedev getting pressured there by Roymark. But Russia back on the attack with Ilya Kovalchuk. He tried to find Dadonov, it was behind him. Through the middle of the ice, Roymark couldn't gain control, and Kovalchuk will take over for Russia. 3.5 to go. Lead pass, Artem Anisimov. We're in the second period. Anisimov, sharp angle, and that will be grabbed and held by Bolden. 3:22 left to go in the second. Russia up by 4.
Well, Norway got back into it early. A couple goals cut the lead to 4-2, but Russia's come on strong, and they've had a few opportunities. Could be a little bit more. But Bolden has come up with some big saves for Norway.
The early goal in this period did seem to spark Norway. Then they cut into it, made it 4-2, but Russia has struck back with a couple. Kulikov back into his own zone. All the way around the boards. Morton Asko jumps on it, plays it back down in behind the Russian net. Roymark is after it, steered away. Ask back to the left point, and that skips away from Odegaard. Now stolen by Ilya Kovalchuk, and another save by Bolden as Kovalchuk was looking up top, short side.
Well, he thought he had room. He's had a couple opportunities. Bolden's got the better of Kovalchuk so far in this game.
816 NHL games for Kovalchuk. Here's a chance, Norway back in, and a bit of a hook that goes uncalled as Tikhonov on the back check, and now Norway in a chat with the official as Dahlstrom felt that he was hooked.
Well, Dahlstrom picks it off. It was a bad turner, and Roos comes in. As Roos goes for it, Tikhonov gets the stick. Not much on the hand. Seems to get enough on the stick earlier as Kovalchuk with a great chance. Strips the puck, comes in. Short side, Bolden. Good job post coverage making the save.
Face off to the left of Bobrovsky. And controlled off the face-off. Yakovlev through center ice, and Zarapov will send it in. Tikhonov in on the forecheck. Holas after the loose puck. Plays it for Thoresen. Thoresen, his pass got picked off. Zarapov tried to get it back to the line, but it comes out to center ice, and now hammered in by Yakovlev. And this is going to be called offside, and they're going to bring the face-off all the way back into the Russian zone.
Well, Ole Zarnak talking to his team, wants them to stay focused, and Roy Johansson here probably a little happier with this period to see his team get a couple goals from Patrick Thorson. 2 goals in this game. A little bit of a smile came out that early when he said Dennis probably got a little bit of a spark for the Norway team.
Back in behind the Russian net. Puck does come loose and now grabbed off by Sipachev. Sipachev for Dodonov. Tried to get it back for Sipachev. Chudinov holds it in at the line. Chudinov for Belov. Belov controls that rolling puck and spins it in behind the Norway net. Sorvik plays it back up the boards. Russia, Belov in on the forecheck. Chudinov trying to hold the line and does, and now finally picked up, and Bastianson will bounce this back into the Russian zone. Belov back for it. 6'4", 216 pounds. The 28-year-old Belov, certainly some size for the back end of this Russian team. Plotnikov looking for Kovalchuk. That got picked off. Kept in by Medvedev, though. His shot off a stick and high and wide. Plotnikov back for Artem Anisimov. It got away from him as we're into the final minute of period number 2. Plotnikov leaves for Medvedev, cross ice, and grabbed in the crease area and held by Lars Bolden.
Oh, nice little backhand play by Medvedev. Kovalchuk so good at getting lost on the ice. And able to get the one-time, right? The 7th shot of the game for Ilya Kovalchuk. And Bolden with another save. Kovalchuk, quite the career. You talked about NHL, 816 games, 417 goals, and 816 points. So, point-a-game player.
Traded from Atlanta to New Jersey. And then after signing a long-term deal with the Devils, left for the KHL. Slap shot, that changed directions, and a good save by Bolden as Antipin let that go from the line.
Bolden's made some good saves in this second period to keep the score a little bit close. That one redirects off his defenseman. So, staying focused with the save and the right pad.
Slovakia and Denmark will start our day tomorrow. That will be a 6:15 a.m. Eastern start, 12:15 local here in Ostrava, Czech Republic. Just a few kilometers from the Polish border. Chipped out to center ice, and Russia will retreat as Dahlstrom getting rid of it out of his own zone. Roost in on the forecheck, but it was cleared past him, and Russia will carry it back in. Zarapov tried to find someone in the high slot. Ricochets off a leg, unable to control it was Mozyakin. And back for Roost. Roost on the backhand, and he pitched that one wide and then got taken down as the second period comes to an end, and Russia with a 4-goal lead after 1, a 4-goal lead after 2.
Well, a little bit of a response from Norway early in that period. They got a couple quick goals, but yeah, the power of Russia, that offense they have, able to answer back and regain that 4-goal lead.
So 6 goals for Russia. No one has 2. The only player with 2 in this game is Thoresen for Norway. 6-2 Russia after 2. Welcome back to Ostrava. Lars Bolden has been the busier of the 2 netminders in this game. Sergei Bobrovsky, it's been a bit of a quiet night for him. Save percentage not that good. There has been some good chances, but certainly Russia the better team in this game.
Well, certainly, but when you ask a lot of goaltenders, they probably prefer the more shots more frequently anyways, at least keeping them in the game, keeping them busy. For Bobrovsky, only 1 shot in that first period, so tough to stay focused when you're kind of a little bit bored.
Third period underway. Medvedev throws it near side. Yakovlev sends it the rest of the way into the Norway zone. After it, Ilya Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk with a couple of assists in this game. Artem Anisimov has a goal. Anisimov dumped on the far side, stuffs it in behind the Norway net. And grabbed off, and Norway will control with Holas. Holas being hounded there, plays it up the boards. Thoresen out at center ice, and an odd man rush. Norway on the attack. Bobrovsky makes the save on the short side from Ken-Andre Olam.
Well, it was a turnover in Norway's end, and pinching defenseman Medvedev gets beat as Olam comes up behind. It's the brothers on a 2-on-1 play. And Ken-Andre Olam with a shot to the net as Bobrovsky comes up with a save. So another quick attack for Norway, who struck early in the second period, almost again here in the third.
Norway did start off 2-0 in the tournament last year with wins over Italy and Denmark, so they get a tougher draw this year, starting off against Russia. And then tomorrow night they will play the United States. There's a shot from the line by Panarin.
Oh, an easy save for Bobrovsky on this one. So seeing a few shots early is coach for Norway, Roy Johansson, looks on. Probably not happy with the first period, a little happier with what he saw from his team, the response in the second period, and hoping they can see a little bit in the third.
Tikhonov out for Russia to take the face-off against Andreas Bastiansen. Bastiansen wins it at the line. Cleared back down low and now dumped out to center ice, and Trigg will hustle back for Norway. Couldn't clear it, and Martinson back in his own end. Lays it behind his own net. Martinson up for Trigg, out to center ice. Kulikov breaks that up. Dmitry Kulikov back in. Trigg now takes over for Norway. Russia starting a change, so a little bit of room through the center ice area for Norstabo. Kulikov has his stick grabbed, controlled, centered out front. Unable to get a shot through, though, was Morton Ask. Gets it back to Hollis at the line. Hollis' shot hits Tikhonov, and Tikhonov is down and slow to get up as he blocked that shot.
Looks like it caught the inside of his right leg.
He'll limp his way to the Russian bench. Russia with only 16 skaters in this game, as they are expecting some reinforcements. Evgeny Malkin was with the team taking the warm-up in the parking lot area before the game, as we look at Thorson, who has the 2 goals for Norway.
Yeah, Patrick Thorson opening up early off the feed from Mattias Olam. And then again, Mattias Olam with a nice little feed, and Thorson, so it'll help as that redirects off and past Bobrovsky.
And Thorson wins this face-off. Sorvik holds it in at the line. And now finally Russia able to clear the zone, and we get another stoppage, and face-off is going to come all the way back down. They're going to call this an intentional offside.
Well, Victor Tikhonov, Hollis with the shot at the point. Caught him inside left knee. He went down. He's at the bench getting attended to by the medical staff of the Russian team. And can't afford, mentioned it's already a short bench. Can't afford to lose one more, especially Tikhonov.
1 year with the Arizona Coyotes for Tikhonov. A high draft pick. Cleared around. Bobrovsky snaps this up the boards. Panarin battle for it, cleared down the ice, and Norway will go back and regroup. Long lead pass. Sorvik tried to jam that through. It ricochets into the Russian zone. Off the boards for Belov. Back out to center ice, and Belov gets it back and regroups for Russia, as Russia gets a line change in. And Chudinov takes it back in behind his own net. The pass up the middle gets deflected away, brought right back in by Olam. Olam couldn't get a shot away. Far side for Mattias Olam. Back in behind the net. A little bit of pressure now from Norway. Thorson out with the 2 Olams. Thorson trying to dig it free. Came loose for a split second. Tikhonov back out there, so that's good news for Russia. Chudinov plays it around the boards, but they can't clear the zone as Tollefson holds it in, delayed offside. Norway clears, and now they're getting their changes in when the plays in the Russian end of the ice.
Well, they're doing a better job cutting off those stretch passes of Russia.
There's one right there for Plotnikov, through for Artem Anisimov, and Bolin the save on the short side. Right back for Norway. Trigg leads the attack, sends it in, and now Russia takes over. Round the boards, Plotnikov trying to clear the zone, could not. Held in at the blue line briefly as Rosalie Olsen in a battle. Finally, it does get to the Norway line. Mortensen with a good hit there, and now Kovalchuk stepped into his man. And player changes for both teams. Dropped off by Sapachev. Panarin in with the offside shot, and that never got through. He has been impressive. Panarin has been as impressive as anyone on that Russian team today.
He really has looked good for this being his first World Hockey Championship.
Roymark drops it back, shot to the far side. A good wrist shot there from Morton Ask, and a good save by Sergei Bobrovsky. Russia in another line change, and Belov, as Medvedev will make his way to the bench, so Belov will just take it in behind his own net. We have passed the 5-minute mark of period number 3. And a 6-2 lead for Russia. Panarin has a goal. Chudinov has a goal. Sapachev got it going with a power play goal. Anisimov has a goal for Russia. All those in the opening period. Zaripov and Tikhonov in the second period. Thorson has both goals for Norway. Tikhonov, the long lead pass. Oh, and that just did get tipped away as Nicholas Roost got his stick in that passing lane.
Well, big play by Roost as Zaripov was off to the races there as Tikhonov tried to find him.
Out at center, stolen by Artem Anisimov. Anisimov with some speed, and that is off the stick of Daniel Zorvik and out of play.
Well, Anisimov, good speed coming wide, trying to get that shot through. Played in Columbus last year. We talked about Bobrovsky and the injuries to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Seemed like almost they lost everybody at some point in the season. The fans enjoying what they're seeing from their team.
Yes, Anisimov played 52 games last year. Columbus really a banged-up team. Shot from the line, that's deflected up and out of play. So we will step aside. It is Russia 6, Norway 2 here in period number 3.
I have a video.
Face-off outside Norway's blue line. A 6-2 game for Norway. Very much the same roster as they had last year when they went 2-4-1. And we mentioned this earlier, 4 of their 5 losses, 1-goal games. Pass down low as Thorson tried to dish that off. Didn't get to the intended receiver, and that allows Russia the ability to clear. Ilya Kovalchuk carries back in. It got away from him and sent all the way around the boards by Ken-Andre Olim. Ends up back in behind the net. Holas after it. Holas plays in the KHL with Yaroslavl, so he will know and play against many of the players that he is playing against in this game tonight. Had a brief stint with Colorado, Holas did.
Yeah, 39 games.
Back for Norway as the crowd starts to chant Russia. Sergei Bobrovsky, who had a terrific tournament last year. Cleared out at center ice. Back in. Sapachev takes it behind the net. Being watched there by Mats Trigg. And stopped at the side of the net. And now a little pushing and shoving as Panarin gets at it in front of the net.
Oh, we'll see if anything comes out of this. But a nice little play, little give and go. Sapachev comes around, finds Belov. Just in from the point. Quick little wrister towards the net. And you can see the battle right on top, and Saxon and Panarin going at it.
Some chit-chatting.
Well, just
continues.
a little discussion, but Panarin has been noticeable in this game. Been one of the better players for Russia. Every time he has the puck, it seems tries to make something happen.
Tomasz Hertl, as we look at the Russian coach, Oleg Znarak. Tomasz Hertl has scored for Czech Republic. It's 3-2 over in Prague. Back at the line. Chudinov throws it cross ice. Beloff the shot. Glove save by Lars Bolden, and he will hang on for the faceoff.
Well, Beloff just signed for last season with SKA St. Petersburg for 4 years. Before that, 1 year in Edmonton for Beloff. Didn't go as well as planned, and back over to the KHL. And first year in, won the Gagarin Cup.
Off the boards, out at center ice. Forsberg trying to play it through. Dropped off at the line. Roymark looking for that cross ice feed. That failed to materialize. Zarapov on it, falls at center ice. Scramble at the Russian blue line, and now grabbed off by Morton Ask. Near side, in across the line, Roymark puts it in behind the Russian net. Artem Anisimov for Plotnikov. Tried to get it back for Anisimov, turned over, and back for Norway. Holas to the line, no further. And Russia will control. Antipin plays it deep. Kovalchuk went after it, couldn't get a stick on it. Andreas Steen on it for Norway. Dangerously to the front of the Norway net. Up through center, stopped at the line, no further there for Dahlstrom. And bounced now back in behind the Russian net. 11:20 left to go, third period. Norway outshooting Russia 4-2 here in the third period. Antipin goes to the offside, puts on the brakes, looks for some help. And he'll find Sipachev off the bench. Back at the line, Chudinov the shot, ouch. That got blocked, and Robin Dahlstrom felt that. Another shot, good save made by Bolden on a one-timer from the near side by Panarin. Cleared down the ice. This will be an icing call now against Norway.
Well, Dahlstrom with a big block, paying the price. Out to block the shot. Chudinov, a little fake, but a good doesn't fall for it. Dahlstrom stays in that shooting lane, drops to the knee and catches it on the left leg. A little slow to get up after that with good reason, but great job staying in that shot lane. They've caught him in the right ankle.
Had a couple players banged up here in the third period. Tikhonov took one off the inside of his leg for Russia, but has returned. Out of his own zone, Matthias Olim. Not a lot of room through center. He peels back. Bit of a line change started now. Long shot from the high slot. That goes off a stick and wide as Thoresen has two in the game, looking for three. A broken stick on the play. Chudinov will take it, and Chudinov sends it for Beloff. Beloff, dangerous pass up the middle. Zarapov was looking back for it. Fortunately, no one from Norway was looking to perhaps get a good shot in on him. Back circling is Olim. Long pass up the middle. Deflected in. Back forward Kulikov. We are in the back half of the period. Kulikov for Artem Anisimov. And another good save by Bolden as he got the left arm up on that. Lars Bolden was at the World Junior Hockey Championships when it was played in Buffalo as part of the Russian squad. Bobrovsky gonna stick handle with it a little bit, sends it to the far side. Antipin out to center ice. Here comes Plotnikov. Plotnikov in with Kovalchuk. Ilya Kovalchuk back for Plotnikov. He got squeezed out. Good defensive play there by Morton Ask along with Andreas Bastiansen. Back into the Russian zone and now grabbed off by Medvedev. Plays it through. Sipachev. Dishes for Panarin. Panarin with Sipachev. Panarin, the wrist shot from the high slot and off the glove of Bolden and out of play.
Well, it's a couple shots now. Bolden's made the saves. Kulikov earlier with a feed up to Anisimov. He was coming down that left wall. So 1-on-3 with the little half slapper and the glove save by Bolden. Doesn't get all of it, but gets enough of it to knock it down in front of the net. As Anisimov got the better of Bolden in that first period with a goal on a breakaway.
Anisimov, initially a New York Ranger pick, involved in the Rick Nash deal. Cleared back out at center ice. And Maxim Chudinov will go back for Russia. Leaves it for Panarin. Panarin for Sapachev. Back for Panarin. Circles in the corner, looking for some open ice. Floats it wide. Waiting for it is Dodonov. Dodonov with a little stutter step. Plays it back for Panarin. Back for Dodonov. Beyond his reach, but Belloff will hold it in. Dodonov looking to put it to the front of the net. Sapachev was there, but it never did get to him, and now controlled by Norway. 6-2 Russia. We are in the third period of the second game. Odegaard for Norway will send it in. U.S. defeating Finland 5-1 earlier today here in Ostrava. Shot from the line. Bobrovsky fought that one off, but it gave him some trouble. Kulikov sends it up the left side boards. Mozyakin cuts to the middle, and now offside called against Russia. Under 8 to go here in the third. Norway trailing by 4 in this one. And next up for Norway will be the United States. That will be an 8:15 tomorrow night start local time here in Ostrava. Lead pass misses everyone, and this is going to be an icing call against Norway, and the face-off will come back. Russia will have tomorrow off, and they will take on Slovenia Sunday morning.
Oh, USA a chance here for them to scout out Norway. I'm sure Todd Richards will be watching the game, the coaching staff of the U.S. team in preparation for tomorrow.
Watching a few of his players. Bobrovsky, Artem Anisimov. Face-off win by Norway. To the line and in. Thorson dishes off Olam. After it in the corner. And stolen by Chudinov. For Artem Anisimov. Anisimov's pass through the middle of the ice. Got deflected away and right back in for Norway. Long shot. Bobrovsky makes the glove save on the wrister from Ken-Andre Olam. And Bobrovsky will hang on to it.
Not easy save, Bobrovsky from out far, but that's the line for Norway that's done the damage. Ken-Andre Olam, Matthias Olam, and Patrick Thorson. So Olam, Ken-Andre plays in Dusseldorf of the German league, and Matthias plays in Frölunda, but here they play together, the two brothers.
If you look at where the players from Norway play, it is scattered. They are in a lot of different leagues. Kulikov. Lead pass. Dodonov had trouble at center ice trying to track that one down as it was in his feet. Back out at center. Panarin couldn't trap it. Kulikov takes over in his own end. For Panarin, in behind him. Now a race for it. Sapachev is after it. And it's chopped away from him, and then Sapachev gets taken to the sideboards by Bonsaskin. Medvedev breaks this up at center ice. And Russia does control. And back into his own end is Panarin. Back for Medvedev. Medvedev delays, then finds that long lead pass. Zarapov is after it. Zarapov out there with Mozyakin. Mozyakin trying to get a stick on the loose puck, could not, and right back for Norway. Through center ice. Yakovlev stands up and breaks that up. Plays in the KHL for Yaroslavl. Medvedev to center ice, and Medvedev will snap this in. Plays for Akbars Kazan of the KHL. Medvedev does. Controlled at the line. Chudinov puts that to the front of the net. No one could get a stick on it. Mozyakin plays this back around the Norway net and taken on the far side. Cleared to the line, not out, kept in. Plotnikov leaves, slap shot from the line, and a good one off the stick of Bryukov, and that got steered away. Long pass, it misses everyone, ends up in the Norway zone. Banked off the boards And back into his own end is Victor Antipin. You'll leave it for Kulikov. Dmitry Kulikov. Nice pass through the middle for Artem Anisimov. Anisimov got stopped at the line and right back in. Roost sends it cross ice and Dahlstrom will send it in. Roost goes in after it, but Kovalchuk is back there to take it away.
Well, if you're watching or studying this as another coach, you're certainly taking notice of that stretch pass that Russia has used all game long.
Plotnikov dishes it off. Kovalchuk tried to play it back for Plotnikov. That was deflected away. And Norway controls. Olam at center. That's as far as he gets as he took a bit of a bump on the play from Panarin. Out at center. Deflected away. And now Panarin dangles his way in. Oh, dang. He was trying to bust through the line. Panarin has it now. That was Tollefson who came across and had him lined up and just missed him. Shot from the line. That ricochets wide. Panarin is on it on the near side. Sends it back down low. And now Norway trying to break up the cycle. Tollefson can't clear. Panarin to the front of the net. And that got stopped. And now Norway will start back. Thoresen looking for three. Dishes it off to Olam. And a glove save by Bobrovsky as the two Olams and Thoresen combined for a good scoring play.
Oh, real nice passing play. Thoresen outside, Olam back to the offside. Olam walks to the middle of the ice, gets that space he needs, that separation. And Mattias Olam with the shot, but the glove save by Sergei Bobrovsky. That line for Norway, again, a great opportunity off a couple quick passes on the 3-on-2 rush.
Face-off win for Norway, and a shot from the line from Bosaskin. And that goes off a stick and out of play.
Well, Bobrovsky's settling on a little bit more here into this game. 2 goals on the first 3 shots he saw since then. A little more comfortable, maybe warmed up at least in net here for Russia.
Face off to the left of Bobrovsky. Shot from the blue line off the stick of Mats Trygg. And that ricochets wide. Russia will clear and Trygg back in his own zone. Trygg sends that through the middle of the ice. Bastiansen sends it in, goes in after it. Bastiansen's pass, he was looking for Martinson. That got deflected away and right back for Russia. Plotnikov in the corner gets tied up. Plotnikov stays on it though. Kulikov tries to jump in from the line. He got squeezed out. Mozyakin to the front of the net and a save made by Bolden. And a good setup there by Mozyakin.
Well, Mozyakin so quick, just changes direction very, very quickly. Finds that separation he needs from the defender of Norway and then driving to the net. Yakolev. And a nice feed from Mozyakin and the save by Bolden as he moves across, stays square to the puck for the save.
It was 4-0 after 1. Norway came back, made it 4-2. Russia led 6-2 after 2. And that's the way it stands. We have not had any scoring here in the third period. Artem Anisimov in on the forecheck. He couldn't handle it. Plotnikov tried to trap it, could not. And Kulikov back in his own zone. Passes it across and Antipin rims the boards with it. Norway trying to clear. Anisimov breaks that up. Sends it back into his own zone. We've got Kovalchuk and Tollefson at it in behind the play. A couple of former NHLers. And they were doing some cross-checking and they will both make their way to the penalty box.
Well, the two captains have a dislike. Where this coming from, and Kovalchuk, Tollefson both behind the play. I'm not sure where it started. Along the wall, both of them just tangled, really not much of anything going on, and the two of them exchanged cross checks, and referee had enough and said you guys could sit down and rest for a couple minutes and cool your head.
So they go to the penalty box. There's Ilya Kovalchuk, a couple of assists in the opening period for him. And Ole Christian Tollefson, former National Hockey Leaguer, Controlled off the line, Olam. Back at the line, Thorson. We've got some 4-on-4. Olam twisting and turning. Gets it back at the line. The shot from Sorvik off a stick and over top the net. Thorson's after it, and now play whistle down and a holding call coming with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in this one. And as to the penalty box, will go Yevgeny Medvedev.
Well, Medvedev, Olam, good job trying to get away, and the stick gets wrapped up. Left arm comes out, and Medvedev will head to the box as we have a 4-on-3 power play here for Norway for a couple of minutes. And Roy Johansson will get his players on the ice he'd like here to see if they can cut the lead in half.
Thorson may be one of the players that remains out there. He is. He has 2 in the game and will get the opportunity here on the 4-on-3 power play for the hat trick. A 6-2 game. At the line, Holas couldn't hold it. Here's a break for Beloff, shorthanded, and a save made by Bolden. Off of Beloff on the shorthanded break.
Well, it was a breakdown right off the draw, and it's Beloff all the way, but Bolden with a nice save there for his team to keep this power play alive.
Holas to the line for Trigg. Near side for Holas. Back for Trigg. Trigg sends it cross ice. Olam with the shot, save made Bobrovsky. And Thorson in front. Couldn't get a stick on that as Beloff had him tied up.
Well, started off the draw, the chance for Beloff, and Isamov, nice little play, just chips it ahead. Beloff takes off all alone, tries to go backhand to the forehand and the right pad. Bolden stayed with him the whole way, make the save off Beloff.
Well, there's no doubt Coach Roy Johansson is going to give Thorson the opportunity for 3. He stays out there. Holas at the line, fakes the shot, dishes it off. Trigg back for Holas. For Olam. Olam down for Thorson. Bobrovsky the save, rebound. Bobrovsky the save. It's in the paint. And Bobrovsky will find it and smother it. So another stoppage with 1:20 left in this one.
Well, they get it down to Thorson, and just a little quick play to the net. Olam follows up in front. The rebound's bouncing there. Olam had a chance, but a couple good saves by Bobrovsky. And it's not only the saves, this one a little tricky. Olam gets the rebound, the save. Bobrovsky does a good job, though, tracking. Eyes stay on the puck the whole time, eventually able to cover it up and get that whistle. So Sergei Bobrovsky talked about Bolden, how well he's played. Bobrovsky has come on strong since those 2 goals early in the second by Norway. Oh.
And is it Norway is taking a timeout?
Looks like a timeout here for Norway is try and figure out the power play.
Czech Republic has scored 2 quick goals in Prague. That building will be hopping. That game is tied against Sweden, and as soon as this game is over, we will be sending you to Prague for the finale of Czech Republic and Sweden.
That building will be loud.
Well, there was never any doubt that Jaromir Jagr, who has now become the oldest player to score a goal at a World Championship, was going to play, with the fact that it was in Prague and in the Czech Republic. Cleared up the boards, Holas trying to hold it in. Finally grabbed off, but it's Grigg at the line, lets the shot go. That's off an arm and cleared. And now Sapachev will send it down the ice, and that will chase Mats Trigg back into his own zone. Trigg. As Norway on the power play. And now another penalty coming to Russia. Bobrovsky the save. And he will hang on to it as Rosalini Olsen tried to bust his way through and got dumped.
I think it's going to be Chudinov that's going to head to the box here for Russia. As Russia getting themselves in a little bit of penalty trouble late in this game. As it's good speed. Rosalie Olsen coming up. Chudinov gets the call. Upends Olsen, and Maxim Chudinov scored in this hockey game. Now we'll finish in the penalty box.
So Thorson comes back out as it is a 5-on-3. Face-off win for Norway. Holas sends it down low. Ask is on the near side and has it. Morton Ask down to the goal line. Olam gets it back for Holas. Rebound. Bobrovsky comes across off the broken stick. And Bobrovsky with the left pad save.
Just a tremendous save. You can see why Bobrovsky is one of the best in the National Hockey League. Saves like that. So quick moving to the left.
One penalty is over. Medvedev is out of the penalty box. Back in for Thorson. Into the slot for Holas. The shot. And Bobrovsky jumps on that. And 1.4 left in this game. Again, we will be sending you to Prague as Bobrovsky with that left pad save.
Well, let's mention the broken stick. That changes direction. Thorson just kicks it out to Olam. And Bobrovsky just stays with it the whole way, sprawling so quickly to his left, extending that left leg out.
Kovalchuk out to take the final face-off for Russia. And this one comes to an end. Russia wins at 6-2.
Well, Russia came out of the gates ready to go tonight. They got the goals they needed. Norway fought back, but Russia just too much for Norway, as they'll be the favorite in this pool.
You're right, too early in the opening period, a 4-0 first period lead. Norway tried to come back, but the Russian team, despite the fact you're down a few men, too much for Norway tonight. 6-2 is your final.
Is completed. Let's send you to Prague now. Thriller there, Czech Republic and Sweden.
Game